hell are you supposed to be?
Talk about a rough landing.
That's
Hello,
my favorite
everyone.
clip.
Jeff, noticed anything different from before we started the show?
There's a costume change right there in the between the as the introed.
It's
What do you got there, bucket hat?
Yesterday, before we get into the show proper, and I'm still trying to figure out how to wear a bucket hat. Oh, maybe that's the move. We went to lunch for my birthday because we couldn't do it last week, and my friends Alicia and well, I think she made the hat. I think that's my friend Omar and Alicia are married, and they came to yesterday. I don't know that Omar did anything, but they gave me this hat because they know I go and I walk around in the morning.
Mm-hmm. You gotta be safe with that sun.
Yeah, for sure. It's pretty, especially as we get older, we gotta really protect ourselves. But it's pretty nice. Like, here, let me show you. It's got
look at that
superhero theme. So like Batman, Superman, Aquaman.
And that's classic stuff too. That's
and it's like hands. Well, I mean, she made it from scratch. I don't know how you make a hat. But I think
pretty awesome. Great job.
I think the move definitely is to pull this part up. I've never worn a bucket hat like this, so I don't know. We'll see. Let me know.
I feel like I've seen like episodes of like that old television show Blossom where they wear a bucket hat and a giant flower like up there. So I think you need a giant sunflower. Yeah, there you go.
A little like a Stranger Things, like where the ice cream shop.
Yeah, the sailor. Yeah, exactly. A little sailor hat. So there's so many things you can do with it.
Very, very for sure, but it's quality stuff, and somehow she gets my head size pretty spot on. So
I feel like if in like a pinch, you could also use it like as almost like a clothy Captain America shield where you just fling it at somebody.
Yeah. Or maybe a small pouch, refashion it, like
Yeah, it seems like it could be very, very handy.
Pretty nifty.
You could break glass with it, like you could put it on like if you needed to break into somebody's like that,
I could cosplay Dale from The Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Who is the only character I can think of wears a hat like this.
Bucket hat.
Maybe I should take up fishing. I think that's
I think you should definitely take up fishing.
The lures. Grapevine Lake is right down the street. So all right. We got a great show today. The first clip failed for some reason. When I clicked it, that's why I clicked on the other one and then clicked back. That's never happened before. So now, before we started, Jeff, and before we dive into the quick hits and our comics and stuff for the week, you mentioned yesterday during our show, you were playing a little game with yourself. Do you want to fill us in on that?
Yeah. So here's a little pull the curtains back. We record the episode. Yesterday's was like our top 10 DC titles that we would give to, whatever our essential must reads, I guess. Mm-hmm. And what Daniel does is after we record the episode, StreamYard has AI thing, and it like watches the episode. The little robot watches the episode, and it decides, hey, these could make good viral potential clips that you could clip out for your social medias, whatever. And so Daniel started sharing that list with us a few weeks ago. I just think AI it's so funny it's funny to me. I don't enjoy AI, but I enjoy like watching it the same way I enjoy stupid people getting hit in the nuts kind of thing.
Classic football.
So yesterday, yeah. So what I've started doing is predicting what I think the AI is going to pick out. One, I predict, I guess, how the conversation will go in our podcast because I know what the theme is beforehand. And then I kind of guess what the AI might try to pick out if our conversation goes a certain way. So I'll also try to influence in the tiniest way. When I first started this, I would just shout out things that seemed like AI titles, random, right in the middle of the podcast. But yesterday was the first day I was trying to steer the conversation a little bit if it came up naturally. So I have my list of things that I tried to
before you go to your list, well, I'll show the list from yesterday. So this is random, right? I have no control over this. I don't know how it works.
Right.
I don't even. I mean, I don't know if Jeff has tried to figure it out because I share the titles. I've started sharing the titles with you guys after the show. And then you probably seen some of the clips. Like yesterday, we posted the intro with the Court of Owls, which a lot of people watched, so that was cool. But here are the titles from yesterday's show. I don't know how well we can see this, so maybe I'll zoom in a little. I think I can zoom in. Hold on. How do you make pictures bigger?
Zoom, enhance, zoom,
enhance. There. So these are some of our titles from yesterday.
This is what the AI picked.
These are AI picks. So these are kind of the things that it came up with. That, and I'll talk about the clips in a second. But Jeff, did you have what did you have yesterday? Maybe let's look through the list, see if we have anything close.
So, in my notes, this is what I wrote. There are so many great Superman stories. We should rank them from best to worst. There is something like that about Batman, kind of, sort of.
Yeah, I think. Let me see. The impact of Batman Year One on modern stories, maybe.
I thought I saw something in there that was kind of similar. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I was just hoping. I'll just read the rest of them off. Some of our favorite DC characters have surprisingly dark pasts.
Oh, there's definitely something about darkness in one of these.
It is important to remember that comics can be so much more than superhero stories. And Clay kind of said that when he was like defending Swamp Thing about like how he's like, it's not just capes. It's just not just capes. And this is where I definitely tried to steer the conversation outright. As I was like, does Alan Moore still deserve all the accolades? Because that came up naturally when we were talking about Alan Moore. And I was like, maybe it'll pick up on something. Please pick up on this.
No Alan Moore, unfortunately.
No. The shocking rise and fall of Frank Miller.
We do have the shocking truth behind Batman's Tower of Babel.
DC Comics' troubling history of female characters. Okay, so that was one. And the other one is, does Dark and Gritty make for a better Batman? Is DC Comics canon too difficult for readers to get into? DC Comics' long tradition of great storytelling, and then Jack Kirby's influence on the DC universe.
No Jack Kirby mentions either.
No, we did not get into that. I was not. But like as I had this list, well, one, I made the mistake of not putting my list in a notes app because I wrote it out on like a Google Word doc, and then I just transferred it over to my phone. So I had a hard time like reading it and then trying to go back and forth with the thing. So we'll see what happens next week. Yeah.
Well, let me show you another thing.
This is my game.
Well, and then afterwards, after we're done with this, I think the funniest thing is here. Let me see. I have a clip. I want to show you because so the StreamYard service, it not only puts together the clips like that, it also edits them. And I can make changes to them. So sometimes there are things that are just unshareable. And not because of the content or anything, but because of stuff like this. So this is the one called Discover the Rich History of Wonder Woman and the Amazons, where Clay is doing most of the talking, but it looks like this.
It tells the origin, the story, the gods. It kind of encapsulates all of it. And
so it just kind of sits there on Jeff.
Really beautiful. It has a great story, but like
it's just a Jeff reaction to what Clay.
I should call this Jeff's reaction to Clay's Amazon.
It's just something special we haven't seen in a Wonder Woman.
Kelly Sue DeConnick and grabbing. So I don't know why it does that. I'm thinking the only thing I could think of is that Clay needs to be a little higher on his chair, maybe on the camera.
Yeah, let me see. What does Clay look like when he first starts talking?
Let me see. Oh, sorry. Yeah, because he takes up the least amount of screen on his own. Here.
It's just this tiny little Clay.
I'm sure this is riveting content for everyone. But he's a little bit right. He takes up less space, and then we go to Jeff. If we look at you, like so. So we need you to zoom out and Clay to zoom in.
Whenever Clay talks, I'll just slowly
slowly back up. So there you go. That's a little inside baseball there for anybody that cares.
Look at this
Junior,
transition.
What
did you see this week? Look at that.
I don't know, but I have my Godzilla. Now this is a Godzilla -1 shirt. Not exactly what I saw, but I figured it was still appropriate.
Godzilla shirt.
Yeah, let's start there because we both have it on our list. You and I separately, not together. We both went to watch the re-release of Shin Godzilla. Now I have a full review for that on the channel if you want to go check that out. But I think it's pretty obvious we're both Godzilla fans. And this is a movie that it was hard to watch for a long time. Like at least legally, I guess. So I had never seen it, but I've always heard really good things. And then Godzilla -1 really surprised me whenever it came out that year. It was one of my favorite movies of that year. And I knew that I wanted to watch this. So when the opportunity arose to go rewatch this in the 4K restoration, because I think G Kids, I think, is the production company, and Toho, they're bringing a bunch of stuff back, and they made a deal with HBO as well, where they'll put a lot of that stuff on their service in the future. So yeah, I wanted to check it out. But had you seen this movie, Jeff?
I've not seen it, and I've heard great things about it forever and ever and ever. Ever since it came out. So I was excited to go see it. Does it need a 4K restoration with just all the talking heads? I don't know. Awesome. Yeah, great. But it seems like something I'm like, great selling point, but it is just a movie of mostly talking heads. I had a great time with it, although 100% honesty, I fell asleep for like 5 minutes of it.
Oh, really? You remember around which part?
It was just one of the talking head. Like the movie is a reaction to, from what I understand, the Fukushima earthquake, and then the monsoon tidal wave that hit Japan, and the nuclear meltdown stuff, and the government's reaction and how slow and it was to react to that kind of thing. Which you definitely get in this movie, because as Godzilla is happening, like all the government officials are just moving from meeting room to meeting room and discussing what should be done and like why that can't be done, and just all the red tape and the political maneuvering around and stuff like that. It was during one of those moments where they kept going back and forth, and my brain was like, oh, I understand what's happening here. And I saw a middle of the day matinee, and I'd already been outside and stuff. So I was just like, it's cool, dark theater.
Yeah. And ironically, that's probably like the thing that, it kind of fits in with the film as well, because, who doesn't want to fall asleep after 10 meetings in a row?
Right, exactly.
Yeah. I knew a little bit about, we'll get back to some other news before we hit our main stuff. I forgot we were doing something else, but yeah, I knew a little bit about the movie was about the bureaucracy and all the things. I didn't realize how heavy it was going to lean into it. And look, I'm not an expert in Japanese culture and their traditions and their government structure and any of that, but it does feel, when you look at it and the reaction of like how everything, the bottleneck, like if you worked any kind of corporate job and you've experienced some kind of bottleneck where people have to have a meeting and a couple meetings for something that, this literally is like the definition of like, this could have been an email, let's do something so we don't die here.
Yeah.
Right, everything's kind of funneled through the prime minister, and even then the decisions, what really found, and I shouldn't even find this shocking, but it really shocked me, is that they made those first wave of decisions when the Godzilla was like a little Godzilla still,
which by the way, absolutely like terrifying, but also like ridiculous looking, like baby Godzilla.
And I think that was definitely on purpose, because they don't want you to like, you don't want to root for Godzilla at any point in this film, right? That's made clear. this is not a Godzilla that I even had the impression that this was a different creature that would attract Godzilla, not that Godzilla would evolve from this form to what we kind of see in the posters and all that. But
it definitely. Oh, go. Well, I was gonna say it definitely helps break away from like normal Godzilla.
Yeah,
because I think it is supposed to be a stand-in for like a natural disaster. In fact, at some point they actually say the word tsunami, like they start comparing them to a natural disaster.
But just to wrap up my earlier point, like I think the thing that surprised me the most is that those first waves of decisions, how they are so much swayed by the economic impact and also the, I guess, kind of social standing of the country as a whole and the perception of the government when it comes to other governments. Like it's almost like if you're worried about they're worried about their reputation more than actually fixing the problem. And that's kind of what that's a tough lesson. And it probably goes back to like you said, all those indecisions and the poor handling of all those actual disasters that have occurred there. So yeah, it's a very interesting take.
It is also interesting that Godzilla -1 kind of covers the same ground in that the little villagers are kind of abandoned by the government. They're just kind of like left to fend for themselves against Godzilla. And so it makes me, in a time where our own country is very much in political turmoil, I guess it's nice to see that other countries got it as well, you know? So I don't know.
Yeah, but I think
it's a good movie.
I love the idea, and in both -1 and this one, they have that idea of like people working together and caring for each other is still the thing that's gonna get us out of whatever mess it's in, right? So and as if you want to really take it high level. So yeah, I really love the film. I've told the guys we're probably gonna do a full episode on it, maybe when it comes out streaming on HBO Max. So we can get the most eyes on that. So yeah, stay tuned for that. But if in the meanwhile, you can check out, we have a review for that on the channel. But man, great stuff.
Do you prefer Baby Godzilla from this movie or Baby Godzilla from Godzilla -1? Two very different Baby Godzillas.
I think still -1 Baby Godzilla. Yeah. This one was just, it didn't feel like Godzilla to me, which was probably kind of the point too. So I did read that this was the first time they did a full CGI Godzilla, which was interesting, and you could tell. And I think that's also very much on purpose to, I was gonna say dehumanize Godzilla, but I guess so but that doesn't make sense. Yeah. But so that there's still that separation between, like the uncanny valley polar express effect of like that's not a real thing. I don't connect with it as an audience. Whereas if you see the guy in the suit, sometimes that's so goofy, it's kind of endearing, right?
The other thought I had while watching this is like, it is, you can tell it's made on it's not Hollywood budgeted. It's a lot of, and in fact, it's made kind of the same way that a lot of those asylum films are made. So like those cheap ripoffs of like the big Hollywood blockbuster are kind of set up this way, where they have minimal effects and they're really bad CGI effects, but it's mostly a bunch of talking heads talking about the problem. And I'm like, oh, those movies could be so much better, because this is like a great version of one of those movies, because you don't, like, the effects are not great, but they're kind of just there just to get to the actual story,
all their budget went to like renting out all the military stuff that they needed.
Right, exactly. Because most of this, I'm like, you literally just cut off like 20 feet, just like have like 30 people run across your camera shot, and that's all they're doing, like in every single like scene kind of thing.
Can I say the cable management in this film is primo? Like it made me feel ashamed of all the cables that I have running around. So yeah, but we'll get into it in full detail. If you've seen Shin Godzilla, let us know what you think in the comments. But if you haven't, you still have the rest of today. I don't know how long it's going to be in theaters. I thought it was this weekend.
I'm glad I saw it.
But hopefully not. Hopefully, maybe it made some money and they want to keep it in theaters a little bit longer. Because it's definitely worth watching.
I think the Ninja Turtles is back. That original 1990 movie for this week, maybe, or maybe this weekend.
feel a little bad for Nobody too. I think a lot of people would maybe rather watch some re-releases. Oh, it also got me thinking, um, if some of these studios could just re-release more of their old films, and I think there's an audience that is looking to just go watch cool movies at the theater. Like, I'm very excited about the Jaws re-release at the end of the month, so hopefully I can go watch that as well. And it's a movie that I've seen plenty of times. I can watch it right now if I wanted to. So
I had to go to. I am normally an Alamo goer because I'm an Alamo season pass person, but they weren't showing Shin Godzilla, so I went to an AMC theater.
Yeah,
same. I don't. And I rarely go to the AMC theaters because I have the Alamo pass. And I got there early because I was like, I'm going to get a Coke, I'm going to get a popcorn, I'm going to enjoy this Godzilla movie. I probably wouldn't have fallen asleep for 5 minutes if I had those things with me. But I was like, the concession lines are so long. And for the first time ever, I was like, oh, you know what? I think I would prefer the Alamo, them coming to my seat, like, because I'm like, these concessions like are ridiculous. The lines were ridiculous.
I'm going to just pitch you a hypothetical. I'm not saying this is what I do when I go to the AMC. The AMC theater is fine to just go watch a movie and hang out. Mm-hmm. And if you bring a little, if you bring a little basketball, like those, the little basketball bags, and if maybe there's a snack in there or maybe a bottle of water,
just bring your own.
Nobody you're not gonna. They don't have a TSA like security person patting you down.
Well, so I went to go stand in line for a bit, and I was just like, no, this. Also, the thing they do is because they have their own, subscription service. They do the airline thing where it's like normal people here, Stubbs account members here, and I'm assuming once you get to the beginning of the line, if there's somebody in the Stubbs, they're going to pull the Stubbs person before they get to you. So I'm just like, I'm out, and then you have to like pour your own Cokes. So I'm like, just make this a vending machine then. Just make it Cinemark.
Yeah, like
the Cinemark in Plano, right? Where you like go to the places individually to pick up your stuff, and then you go and check out. Mm-hmm. Where you can go if you're going to have vending machines for your or just like soda fountains, like you go and get your own Coke and then just go and check out. Like I was hoping that there would be something like that, but there was nothing like that. And then my theater was in one of those dine and watch things. So I tried to go to the dine and watch counter, but there was like a whole family there, like ordering dinner or whatever. So I was just like, they get no concession money from me.
I am a Stubbs member because I have the AMC Stubbs, so I usually go to that fancy line that you were talking about. Mm-hmm. But I've never seen slow. I've never seen it's still pretty slow because most people have the A-list subscription, so like they all kind of qualify for that. So also they don't check, so like they'll whatever.
You like get in either line, it doesn't matter.
You're already there, right? They want to get you out. They want to get you out of from in front of them. They're not gonna send you back to the line. So yeah, either way. And of course, a lot of these theater employees, they're underpaid, and they don't care.
Kids. Yeah.
So, as long as you're not causing trouble, that's the only thing I would say. Like, don't be loud. Don't have your phone out. But that's one of the reasons that people do that at theaters like AMC and those big chains. All right, enough of Theater Corner. We have a little bit of quick news before we start on this. There is a Deadpool Batman Deadpool crossover in the horizon, and we had heard a little bit about the Marvel side of things. They announced some backup stories, but this week we got a whole bunch of announcements, and I don't know if that's everything. I hope not, but it looks like it could be.
So these are two different one shots. Is
correct.
That what I'm getting it out?
Correct. Okay. So there's one that's called Deadpool versus Deadpool Batman. That's the Marvel one, and then Batman Deadpool. That's the one that we're talking about in here. So the Marvel one's going to come out on September 17th. So we are about a month away from that one. Actually, specifically a month from today. But the other one won't come out till November 19th, and that's probably the reason we're just getting some news right now. The main story is going to be done by Dan Mora and with Grant Morrison doing the writing. But we got some 4 backup tales. So let me give you that. Then I'll get some of your opinions, Jeff. I think you also have maybe some pitches for DC of other team ups you like to see.
I'll come up with something on the fly. We'll see what they are.
The first one, come on, you got to get the AI to catch something. The first one we have, and this feels like a lot of cooks in the kitchen, but whatever. Scott Snyder, James Tynion IV, and Joshua Williamson, with art by Hayden Sherman, in a Constantine Doctor Strange story. Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo reunite from their Nightwing days to do a Nightwing Wolverine Laura Kinney story.
That I'm super pumped for.
Very exciting. Mariko Tamaki and Amanda Connor in the Harley Quinn and the Hulk story. And then last but not least, G. Willow Wilson and Dennis Cohen with the Static Miss Marvel story. So what are your thoughts on those announcements?
I'm super excited for the Tom Taylor, Bruno Redondo, Nightwing. Yeah. Like, it's just not. It's the weird out of left field ones where I'm like, oh, that does weirdly, I guess, make sense, kind of, sort of, like, not make sense, but I would like to see those 2 characters interact. Like, where
the big connection is that Tom Taylor wrote like 25 issues of Laura Kinney Wolverine a while back. Right. And I think that's probably what prompted it. And Bruno Redondo just makes sense because they work together all the time. So,
who is doing Wonder Woman, Captain America over on Marvel? Is that Chip Zdarsky? No,
that's a good question. I don't know if I don't have the Marvel stuff. I know Kevin Smith's doing the Daredevil Green Arrow thing. But I don't know. I have to look a little bit more into it.
Yeah. Gosh, who else could they do?
I mean, you mentioned, I think there's no Superman story, which seems odd.
Well, that does seem odd.
But they do have some cool covers here. I did a whole, maybe that'll prompt some response from you, because they have some really cool covers that are, I'm telling you this, the variant budget for that for that week is gonna be so we have Jacques. This is just Deadpool and Batman again.
Whatever.
But we have Emma Frost and Catwoman. We have Wonder Woman in Captain Marvel, like an old version of Captain Marvel.
Who is that? Art wise.
Oh, the name is Alex something. I'll have it. There's the main Dan Mora cover with Deadpool. Jim Chung with Captain America and Wonder Woman.
Love it.
Which I think this is the team up on the other side as well.
Yeah, I believe so. Yes.
Absolute Batman and the
Nick
Punisher.
Dragotta.
Nick Dragotta, yeah. Jim Lee's homage to Dark Claw.
Funny, a little boring.
Another. So I will say, this one looks so cool on just when Jim Lee released the pencils on his Instagram, or the pencils and the inks. It looks pretty sick there. I feel like sometimes adding color to Jim Lee's things makes them look a little bit more static.
Yeah.
Lobo and Deadpool with the Sean Murphy variant. Gambit and Robin. I feel like this is Damian.
Yeah, it looks very Damian-y.
I think this is Andy Kubert. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. And then the Bruno Redondo.
That just looks exciting. That's funny.
The homage to the Crisis cover. It almost looks like Batman's laughing, which I find really funny. It looks like everyone's kind of celebrating that Deadpool's dead, actually, in the back, if you look.
I don't know how much finally
you can see. The Hayden Sherman one with Constantine.
I feel like because it's Scott Snyder, James Tynion, and who else?
Joshua Williamson.
Joshua Williamson. I feel like they were all just working on maybe Exquisite Corpses together or something. They were like,
well,
hey,
I almost thought it might be like DCKL related, just because they're involved.
Yeah,
and they're the ones bringing that. Now this one would be a cool team up too, which I think that was a team up back in the Amalgam days, if I'm not mistaken. Right. This is Jenny Frison.
That's a great cover.
This is very exciting about what the story is going to be for these two together. But I read somewhere, like, somebody was saying, like, I mean, the Hulk could use a therapist too. So, you know,
that's amazing.
Frank Wiley.
That's a good cover.
It's Frank Wiley, man, what a goat. And then Jay Lee with Big Barda and Savage Land Rogue. And that's it. So that's cool. Very exciting stuff, I think. My wallet's not as excited, but I'm pretty excited.
I feel like Damien Kid Omega would be a fun interaction.
Oh yeah. Do we have any kind of telepaths on the DC side? Maybe Martian Manhunter.
Yeah.
Martian Manhunter Phoenix, because she's fire and he hates fire.
Like a Scarlet Witch Superman because of the magic thing and chaos.
So it wasn't in this article, but there is a Scarlet Witch Satana cover by Mark Brooks as well. Yeah. So that'd be cool. So, all right.
Very excited.
Yeah, there you go. We also had a full video where I kind of talked about a lot of that stuff too. So if you want more details, go check it out there. Let's get into the stuff we've been watching before we do comics. Well, here, let me throw some stuff at you actually before we go to your stuff. Did you watch Alien Earth?
No, not yet. The roommates are watching it right now in the other room, but I saw like 8 minutes of it before I had to hop on here.
All right. But we can talk about it later once you get to I really enjoyed it. They dropped 2 episodes, and funny enough, they dropped them on TV at the same time as, because I was gonna watch it on FX, and then I saw that it also dropped on Disney. I was like, well, I don't want to watch commercials, so I'll save myself like 10 minutes or 10-15 minutes of commercials and just watch it on Disney Plus or Hulu. So, but yeah, I quite enjoyed it. I did finish my book, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. I finished listening to it.
Oh, nice.
It's a really fun kind of murder mystery that follows this young girl trying to solve this murder in her small town. I was talking to my friend yesterday who also read the book, and I didn't know. So she told me that the book is originally set in Britain, but it was localized. I guess the audio version that I listened to was localized to the US. So they changed a lot of stuff to be in the US. But then I watched the Netflix show. Then the Netflix show takes place in Britain. So that was confusing. So I wanted to watch it just because I wanted to see what changes they made. But they're both quite enjoyable, I think. If you have, I don't know, what is it, 6 hours, you can watch the TV show, and the book is like 16 hours to read, or I mean to listen to. I don't know how fast of a reader you may be. So, but
if you can read at the same pace that person reads, then 16 hours.
Yeah, because I do speed it up to 1.1, so that's quite a challenge.
Whoa. So, gotta be a speed reader.
I did also watch, as far as movies, I wanted to round out my summer of Pedro Pascal. I still have one more thing to watch that he released this summer, because I think he has 4 movies. Materialist was the first one, then this movie that I watched, then Fantastic Four, and then I think Freaky Tales was earlier in the year, but it's now on HBO. So I want to check that out as well. But I watched Eddington. This is the Ari Aster COVID film And I didn't know what to expect because Ari Aster's other films, I've only watched two of them, Hereditary and Midsommar. And those are very much horror
Yeah,
things. This is a different type of uncomfortableness that you got to sit with.
I heard somebody call it a dark comedy. Is it a dark comedy?
Yeah, I would say that's a fair assessment. I think it's a very good movie. I really liked it. And once again, his movies are not movies that I would probably revisit very often.
Yeah,
it is interesting going back to like kind of because this takes place like it starts around March of 2020. So just kind of revisiting all that, and this is a small town in New Mexico, and you know that's it definitely feels like they wanted to make it a very isolated thing. Like, how does a small town that doesn't have all the like because those places maybe they didn't see cases right away, right? Because they're isolated
right.
and they're kind of far off, and um, so yeah, it was a very interesting movie. I think Pedro Pascal's really great in it, but Joaquin Phoenix is really at the forefront of this film.
Mm-hmm.
He's very good. He's very good. It will make you feel, I think, uncomfortable in some places, and for multiple reasons. Also because there's just kind of seeing things of like how ridiculous some people can sound, and even just people that I would call them, I guess, liberals. Like their own the characters that are more liberal in the film as well. They're like, "Oh, you also sound kind of pretty ridiculous." So,
Yeah, totally.
it's a very interesting place. But then, like any good Ari Aster film, like it kind of changes in tone and what it is, and it gets kind of weird. And I was like, "What the hell?" Yeah. So I could have never predicted the ending. I don't know that. I'll tell you this: AI couldn't write this. So. So yeah, I quite enjoyed it. So whenever I did watch it on VOD, so whenever it's out wider, I hope people give it a shot. Have you checked out Ari Aster's films? Like, do you follow his stuff?
No, I mean I've seen Midsummer. I've watched most of Hereditary.
Most? Is there a
Most of
place that you're like,
Hereditary.
I'm done with this?
kind of, yes, or like
Okay.
I think I've missed like the first part, and then people are like, "No, you know." Again, most of my movies, I'm not a big. I don't know. Just as I've aged, I'm like, I don't watch a lot of TV or movies. I don't know why. I
Okay.
just don't. I don't have the attention span for it anymore. Mostly, and I'm like too busy reading comics all the time, and making TikToks. But so I've seen bits of it. I like. I like Midsummer, but I also am just like that would never happen to me. I would, I think I've said this joke on the thing many times on the podcast where I'm just like, the first time you're like, you have to sleep in the big barn with 16 other people. I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I wouldn't even
care.
go on the trip.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm here for the drugs. I'm not here for your weird whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care.
So, that's really interesting. I haven't seen Beau is Afraid, which is the other Joaquin Phoenix movie with him.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen
that one. Just seemed too out there for me. So, all right. What that's all I've watched. Kind of. I'm watching the regular stuff and TV season. The fall season's coming up for TV.
Ooh.
I'm very excited.
Do they still have fall season? I guess they do.
I think so. I think preseason started this week. I know my buddy Austin was telling me that the NFL Plus looks very shitty. Like the quality of it looks bad. So
I need them to do like their old like fall TV previews, like they used to do back in the day, where they were like, coming out, it's the new season of Friends or whatever it is that they show on.
Well, you don't have the
Ghost is coming back.
And they should make a TikTok of like what's coming up.
Yeah,
and
that's what I need.
Very quick cuts.
Maybe I would watch it if I knew about it. Right. Speaking of, I did see most of, and in the tradition of not finishing things, I started K-pop Demon Hunters because I heard enough talk about it. I thought it was a TV show. I didn't realize it was like a movie. So I kind of was like, I'll watch the first episode, maybe 2 episodes of it. So, and I was into it. Like, I'm like, okay, the animation's super cool. The music's good. It's kind of it's a very the story is the story. You know, we've seen it before, but animation's super cool. All the voice actors like fun, whatever. But then I got it like an hour or something into it, and I was like, I got other things I got to do. But so I'm gonna come back and watch it. I don't know how far I have left. I got to the point where the boy band was introduced.
Okay, then, you're probably about halfway through the film. Yeah.
But it was awesome. It was like Josie and the Pussycats meets Powerpuff Girls with a anime wash over it, kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
Very, very entertaining.
I liked it a lot. It was really one of the big surprises for me, just because I remember when we first were talking about it, we were like, "Oh, this just sounds like when the algorithm put this together, right?" Like,
yeah.
You need 2 popular things and then smash them. But no, it's really cool. And looking into more of the production of the film, like, yeah, there's a lot of people that really care about the work that we're putting out. So, I'll be looking forward to seeing or listening to what you have to say about the last part of K-pop Demon Hunters, because I think the movie just builds and it gets better as it goes. I think so.
Yeah. I'll finish it sometime this week.
Nice. All right. Well, let's move on to comics. A lot of comic. Well, actually, it was a smaller week in comics, I feel. But what did you read this week?
On your recommendation, I went out and picked up the Titans annual, 2025 annual with Donna Troy, all by Phil Jimenez. Also, just great art, like stretching the realness of what he does.
Yeah.
So it's very painterly looking. Anyway, I'm glad I read this. I feel bad for Donna Troy as a character because they've really put her through the ringer. Mm-hmm. She's also somebody who never they mistook a story for Wonder Woman as a kid as being Wonder Woman's sister. That's how she got invented.
Yeah.
So I just, as in general, I just feel bad for her. So this is a really great, I guess, homage to both classic stories and just to, kind of backfill. Like she has such a confusing history. It kind of informs new readers as to what that might be. So great.
Yep.
Great comic. Also, cool to see George Perez and Marv Wolfman.
Oh, that was so nice when I got to that panel. I was like, oh,
mm-hmm.
I love that. I love that people will go back and.
It makes me wonder if there's not more cameos that I didn't pick up on. Just random old.
It probably runs deep. Actually, yeah.
You want to go next, or you want me to keep going?
No, do a little more because I only have 4 books that I read. So throw me another one.
All right. Batman and Robin, issue number 24. This finally wraps up the current storyline of Memento, I think is his name. I don't remember the character's name.
Sure.
This thing has been running for like 12 issues. It was quite a haul. It was a very good story, but I'm glad it's over.
Is it still Philip K. Johnson?
It's still Philip K. Johnson. Yeah, it was good. It was a Batman. He was dealing with supernatural stuff, so that's always kind of entertaining for Batman.
It's interesting because he doesn't know how to deal with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Also, I kind of, because it's so long, I kind of forgot. Like, all of it was good, but when Philip Kennedy Johnson first started writing, I was like, oh, this is so great. And then it kind of dipped into good. And then it kind of came back around on this last issue because I forgot that he'd focused so much on Damian's relationship with Bruce. And they really brought into the fact that Damian loves drawing. So there were these pages of Damian's drawings in his journal in the first part of the story. But then Damian gets kidnapped. He was kidnapped for the last 5 issues. So we lost that part and it was just Bruce. Or it was just Batman trying to figure it out. So now that they've been reunited, we could go back to Damian's journals. And I was just like, oh, this is why I fell in love with this book initially. So nice. It was good to circle back around on that.
All right. I'll throw one here that's also on your list. So let me hit it before you do. Otherwise, I won't have anything to talk about. Superman, the Kryptonite Spectrum. So this is the main cover by Martin Morazzo while you get your stuff. I also did pick up the Tula Lotte cover because if there's a Tula Lotte cover out, I'm going to pick it up. And my shop also had this what's his name? Alex Egmalon cover that we saw, I think, in the preview yesterday. It's wild. Yeah. What a fun book. It's
so good.
It feels like Silver Age shenanigans.
Oh, definitely.
But with a like really cool modern twist. I love the idea that Superman is a kind of this explorer too. Like he wants to find more stuff about himself and in Krypton, and it includes like, analyzing this new kryptonite. But he has to go to his friend, right? He can't do it alone. And the very nonchalant way that Batman is like talking to him while kicking all these, like Professor Pig.
Yeah.
It's really, really cool.
I like the "You're a farm boy" line.
Yeah, but there's still a lot of the Lex Luthor stuff that I think we're gonna see play out. So yeah, I am very, very much on board with this. I love this book.
It also feels very much in line with the movie that just came out.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you enjoyed the movie, I would pick this up. I do like that Crypto was pulling on Batman's cape. Just like little details that I'm just like, oh, this is such a good book.
Yeah, and it's only going to be 5 issues, so it's not a lot of commitment, but the team working on this is great. So, and like I said, there's a lot of really cool covers for this. That I stopped myself from buying the rest.
There was one, I forget who it was by, but there was one that almost looked like a kid drawing.
The Wes Craig.
The Wes Craig one, yeah. I kind of wanted that one, but it was gone by the time I got to the shop. But I was just happy to get a copy of
the actual book. All right, do one. Yeah, let's go to yours.
I've got the newest Action Comics. What is this? 1089.
Yeah.
This is great. Mark Waid, Skylar Partridge are writing young Clark Kent, like as he's still growing up in Smallville, and he's just learning how to use his powers, and it's fun watching him getting chewed out by his parents, like his mom. He's having to stitch up bullet holes in his suit. And he's like, well, what are they supposed to do? Like, people get shot. And she's like, why don't you catch the bullets with your hand? Like it's this weird kind of like, oh, that makes like, you can see your parents getting mad at you for this kind of stuff where you're like, oh, that makes sense. They make him do his chores at normal speed, like stuff like that, where I'm like, oh, this is how you would raise a super kid to make him not go crazy and take over the world or whatever.
Now, I haven't read it, but I did pick up. So I went to Sanctuary on Wednesday, and I picked this up, the Skylar Partridge variant. And then I got to Titan Comics the next day, and they had this one, the
wow,
cover, and I was like, well, shoot, I'm end up picking up 2 covers for this book that I haven't even read yet. We do have, let me see. Oh, we have some breaking news.
Terence Stamp? Terence Stamp has passed away?
Breaking news, the original Zod actor has died who played, what's his name again, Jeff?
Terence Stamp?
Oh, that sucks. Maybe we'll revisit that. I'll go look for that news while we finish up the show, and we'll close out with that. Why don't you give us another one of your picks, Jeff?
Yeah. I picked up. I think you've been trade waiting on this, but this is the final issue of this arc of Bug Wars.
Yeah.
It is continuing. There's I think something coming out in December. Great final issue to the story that we've been seeing, or we've been reading.
Does kind of close out the arc? Does it feel like it kind of closes out this arc?
Definitely brings out this arc to an end. And it definitely sets up, like, it's just like, oh, this is it, arc ends, but there's more to come,
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. The Bug Wars has been vicious. It's like super brutal for like, you're seeing all this bug carnage, I guess. It does spill out finally into the human-sized world in that last issue. But yeah, great stuff.
Nice. I can't wait to check that out. All right, let me do one of mine. Predator kills the Marvel Universe.
Whoa.
The most surprising thing, I really enjoyed this issue, but the most surprising thing about it is that it kind of reveals that you should have been reading all of them all along. Like it's all connected. Like the Wolverine, the Black Panther, and the Spider-Man. Like it's all kind of leading up to this, because those stories, when I read Wolverine and I read a little bit of the Spider-Man, they feel very standalone. But now I want to go back and read them again to see like how they are kind of all leading up to this, and it makes sense because Benjamin Percy's been writing all of them. But yeah, I didn't realize that they were like building up to this one big thing. And yeah, the Predator's coming. They got somebody on Earth is helping them out to do all this. So very
Somebody's
cool.
helping the Predator.
I really like
Somebody is helping the Predator.
Yeah, somebody from Earth is somebody who loves big game hunting is helping the Predator. So
that's a big hint.
There's not a lot of options if you know your Marvel rules.
I read the latest issue of Trinity, Daughter of Wonder Woman, issue number 3. It's good. It's cute. It does feel like it's a back door as to how we're going to get spoilers for Tom King's regular Wonder Woman book. Steve Trevor is no longer with us. But it does feel like a backdoor as to how we're going to get Steve Trevor back in that universe. He's going to come back to life at some point. The story itself is very cute. The 3 different time displaced Trinities are trying to save Damien and Jonathan, who've been turned into corgis. It's an old Wonder Woman story, and they're skipping through time, trying to whatever. But yeah, there's a nice moment between Trinity and her dad, because who she had never met before, but she's time displaced. So she has a conversation with Steve Trevor, but she didn't tell her who she is. Anyway, it's cute. Good issue.
I like it. I like the first issue, but I feel like every time I get a Tom King book, I'm like, am I reading this monthly or am I waiting for this one? And I think this one feels like one I gotta wait. I want to wait on.
This is a waiter. This is a good waiter.
Yeah. Good waiter. All right. The last book I read that I actually have physically, because I read one more thing, but that was online or digitally. Bring on the Bad Guys, Red Skull. I'm only picking up Sister Sorrow covers. Now I've committed to only picking up the variant covers with Sister Sorrow, because all of them were cool. But yeah, this is just what does the Red Skull want with Mephisto? What was his? Because all these people have been tasked with killing someone and bringing their soul to Mephisto, so that Mephisto will give them a favor. And yeah, it's just really cool. Stephanie Phillips wrote this one, so like she does a lot of World War II kind of stuff in some of her work. So yeah, I really enjoyed it.
I wonder if she's a big World War II. She must be.
Well, I think I know she has a PhD, and I don't know if it's in history, but I think it's something kind of related to that. So she does do, and a lot of her stuff that I've read is a lot of with historical like content like that. So yeah.
Ultimates 15, still trekking along, still pretty good.
I have it. I haven't read it, but I'm guessing they're introducing maybe the Iron Fist or a Shang-Chi type of character, or maybe a combination.
So it's interesting because it's a Shang-Chi kind of character, but there's also a Danny Rand. So I get the feeling that they're going to be sharing powers at some point somehow.
Yeah, because they introduced Wanda and Pietro last issue.
Yeah.
And
I don't know. I mean, Marvel has advertised Endgame for the Ultimate Universe, where I guess it's supposed to end. My guess is that there's probably going to be a season 2 or something like that on the other side of that. Yeah. But I don't know when Ultimates is coming. So Spider-Man ends at 25, I believe. But have they? I don't know if they've announced anything for the end of the Ultimates yet.
I have not. No, I haven't heard anything. So I would think this might be. It would make sense that this would be the thing that keeps going on the other side of that event. Just because it's like the Avengers title, right? So
yeah,
that one can withstand an event and keep going. I feel
keep going.
Yeah.
The latest issue of Batman Dark Patterns that wraps up this story arc. Best Batman book on the shelf. by far. I think maybe not by far, but pretty good.
I can't wait to catch up.
Yeah, so good. The latest issue of Transformers issue number 23, because 24 has got to be if Robert Kirkman takes over at 25, I feel like 24 has got to wrap up whatever the story arc is.
I don't know how am I gonna do with my Daniel Warren Transformers, but
I love it every time Megatron slaps Starscream. It's my favorite.
It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, let me give you. Did you have any more? I think that's it. Right?
One more. I have one more that I have read.
Okay.
And two that I have
let me talk about one book, and then I'll let you close out, and then we can show all the other books that we got that we didn't read yet. I went, and I know I'm working on something for the channel, so I read New Gods Volume 1. Oh. This is the Ram B book with Evan Cagle and a whole bunch of other guest artists. Because the first trade is coming out August 26th, so not this week, next week. So I'm putting together a video for that. Man, this book is good. Really, really good. I forgot how much I love that first issue, but I just didn't have the bandwidth to kind of keep going with it on a monthly basis. Everywhere from the guest artist to the actual story, it almost feels like a really cool expansion of the Fourth World lore that Ramby's kind of heading there. So yeah, I'm excited. I started the way that it closes out. It's like the end of the first act, but it's not the end of the first story. So I did go back. I did go ahead and read like the first few pages of issue 7, just because it kind of leaves on a cliffhanger spot. And I didn't want to stop. I just kind of I needed to know. I needed to know kind of what happened, but I'm gonna wait.
So I've been reading it month to month. I'm trying to remember where.
So it leaves off with a big ship heading into Earth after everything that's going on. So that's where issue 6 closes out. So I needed to know what the like just immediate aftermath of that was. So, and I also really like trying to figure out who these artists are that they're bringing in to do a few pages. Because that's also really cool.
Yeah, I love Evan Cagle art. I forget who the other. There's usually one other person that does the other stuff. So there's like stuff that happens on like
it'll be like
the New Gods part. There's stuff on Earth. There's stuff on like all over the place. It makes me want to go back and read the Jack Kirby stuff because I'm just like I know a little bit. I'm like as familiar with New Gods as I am with like the Inhumans or the Eternals or all the Jack Kirby kind of post Fantastic Four creations. Where I'm kind of like I'm familiar with them, but I'm not super deep in the lore.
That's why when we were talking yesterday about Mr. Miracle, like I've never really been a New Gods person, and I still found Mr. Miracle just as riveting as anything. I don't think you need all the big lore and everything. Like it's just like it's more like you need to know the family tree and the relationships, right? You need to know that Orion is Apocalypse's son, and he lives with, and he was High Father, and then vice versa. Mr. Miracle, Scott is he's from the New Gods, and he was sent to live in Apocalypse for this truce, and that's about the gist of it. Maybe you need to know that Big Barda grew up as a Fury and then freed herself. But yeah, it's very I love that, and I love seeing more of the other New Gods that I'm not as familiar with. I think Light Ray is one of my favorite ones just from this run. He's very cool. And then I need to know what the hell is going on with High Father. Like something's off.
He's so moody. I don't know. He's so moody.
Yeah, Ramvy's gonna smack us with something. And the other thing I read, because the trade is coming out this week, is the TVA comic book. It was a 5-issue miniseries from Marvel. And it's probably the thing that is tied in the most to the MCU as far as comics go, which is really like these are supposed, like the way I read it, these are supposed to be like this Mobius is the Mobius from the Loki show.
Okay.
Sylvie is in this from the Loki show. B-15 is in this from the this is kind of like the unofficial sequel, I guess, to the Loki show. But it's also tied into the comic books, like the 616 comic book. So yeah, it's pretty wild stuff, because Spider-Gwen is the kind of the protagonist of this book. So, and she's been going on. I'm not keeping up with her series right now. Even though she's about to get a new one. But she's time displaced too right now for some reason, but I don't know exactly what's going on with her. But they give you a little bit of context.
This is official Gwen Spider Gwen Ghost
Yeah,
Spider?
yeah, it's like the main Wayne, like the Gwen Stacy. So
the Gwen Stacy.
Yeah,
it looks like Terence Stamp did indeed pass away.
Oh damn! I'll look up some stuff. We can talk about him at the end of the show. What was your last comic there before we look at the ones we haven't read? Oh, Fantastic Four #2.
Fantastic Four #2. I found out that this was not on my Fantastic Four. It did not make it when the reboot happened. It didn't make it over to my pool list, so I had to. They were pretty much sold out. That was like one of the
two that's where you got that cover. Yeah.
So great. If it is definitely tied with Superman, the Kryptonite Spectrum as my favorite comic of the week.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there's did you read the first issue?
I did. Yes. It was
so
great.
Dr. Doom has time displaced the 4 different members of the Fantastic Four in different like extreme moments in time where there's no way they could survive. And this issue is how they get out of that mess. It's a beautiful Sue and Reed story. The first part where they figure out how to get out of it. And then at the very tail end of the book, you find out because they get out of it, and then you're like, well, one world under Doom is still happening. They can't, go and stop Dr. Doom at the end of this book. And of course they don't. And then shows you what Dr. Doom is actually doing in this book. And it's so good. It's so good.
I can't wait. I just didn't get around to it this week because there was a few other things in the middle of the week, and I went to work. I went to the office. So work getting in the way.
I've been watching all those TVs and movies. The things that I don't watch is why I end up reading all the comics.
Yeah, so cool. Let's go through here. Let me show you the stuff that I bought that I haven't read. Or maybe I will never read. Sometimes I just buy things because they look cool. I picked up this Street Fighter book.
Oh.
It just looked cool.
Oh, that is cool. Know. Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever read a Street Fighter comic, but that looked cool. Also picked up the Spider-Man Incursion book, which I'm just gonna read right before the event when it's all done. I feel like it's gonna read better that way, anyways.
I mean, I was gonna drop it from my list because I think last one of these that came out, I'm like, it's just Miles touring the Ultimate Universe and the Ultimate Universe finding out like those characters. Some of them are like, well, where'd this kid come from? There's more universes out there. Like, I think that's what's basically happening. But I decided to keep reading it because I'm only reading the Ultimates and Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And so now that we're getting into like the other Ultimate titles that I'm not reading, I feel like this is a good overview for me to kind of figure out what's going on in those pockets.
Yep. I also picked up, but I haven't read the first issue of TMNT Power Rangers 3.
Nice.
I can't believe they've done.
That's a great cover.
Yeah, Tula Lote. I'm telling you, dude. If they have a Tula Lote cover, I'm gonna pick it up. With like, you go, 2 of my childhood crushes are like in the cover. So like, how am I not gonna pick this up? And then I don't know.
That's an episode I want to pitch. That's a pitched episode of mine. Our childhood crushes.
Yeah. We need to go over that in a very careful way that we don't sound creepy.
In a respectful way.
A respectful way. That's right. Listen. Oh, and then it'll be interesting because I feel like my childhood crushes are gonna differ from you guys, but you guys might have more overlap, just because of the timing.
Yeah, maybe. Unless we're creepy, then we'll probably have like her. I'm like, Britney Spears, bring it on.
Look, I can say Kelly Kapowski very easily, but yeah. I picked this up as well. They reprinted it. So I was gonna there was no way I wasn't gonna pick this up. Batman Harley Quinn. I don't know if I haven't read the story in here in a long time, but I did want to check it out. I mean, I feel like I don't have an issue of that in my collection.
Yeah.
And then the last thing, the first hardcover for Absolute Wonder Woman came out this week. So I picked it up, and I'll pick up Superman next week, and then I'll stop buying these hardcovers. Bless you.
Thank you. Is there extra stuff in that? Is there like
I don't know. I haven't opened it. That's a good question. Okay. I'll let you know.
I didn't sure is there something on the back printing where they were like includes extra, like a
I hope
DVD
so, because I don't want to just be buying these because they are nice to sit on my shelf. But all right, Jeff. What else did you get?
The only other comic that I have not yet read is this my vampire baseball book, Pastime.
Oh yeah, this is the finale.
Let me take a look here. Let me skip to the end.
Don't spoil yourself. I can look online. What number is this?
It does say end at the very end of the book.
I think so, because I think what is this, issue 6 or 5?
It's 5. It's 5.
Yeah, I think I believe I have it on my list to finally finish it or to finally check it out because is the finale. But let me confirm. The trade. Yeah, it's only 5 issues. So all right, great. Now I can also check out the vampire book.
Yeah, it's just like when the Cullens played baseball in that one movie because they were also vampires. You know that's vampires love baseball. That's what we've learned through pop culture.
Yep. All right, let me go. Oh, God, I hate these.
Which I will vamp while you're doing your thing. I feel like is dangerous. Maybe it's the level of danger because of the wooden bats. And if you break a bat while you're swinging and it snaps the bat, there's wood splinters everywhere. You could accidentally stake yourself as a vampire. Yeah. There's an added element of danger when they should be playing with aluminum bats, but if you're a real one.
But then you take the love of the game comes out, you know.
Yeah.
We're gonna start messing with their bats.
You want to hear the crack of a bat, not the pong of a bat.
Yeah. Do you have any things that you're looking forward to next week before we talk about Terence Stamp?
Let me look at that. Let me pull up my.
I do want to read that all new Spider-Man comic because I believe Stephanie Phillips is still writing this. Let me confirm that. Yes. I really like Stephanie Phillips' comic. So, and then
Detective. The Detective 1100 comes out, and there's a cool Bruno Redondo variant with Robin, with Damian and Batman on the cover. That I need to be at the comic shop first thing as soon as I can get there to try to get that.
It's pretty good. I've read the issue. There's 3 different stories. Greg Rucka does one, Mariko Tamaki does one, and Tom Taylor does one. And I think one of the stories is by Bill Sienkiewicz, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Oh wow. He does a cover too.
So here's the cover if you want to look. If you want to look up. So that's the main cover. I think this one's by Bruno Redondo maybe. Jacques with the wraparound cover. Jacques. Frank Miller.
Frank.
Yeah, I like this one. I don't mind this one as much as his other stuff. Maybe I also really like how he draws Batman though.
I would be terrified of this Batman because this Batman looks like he smells bad. He looks like he would be trouble.
Then there's this Bill Sienkiewicz cover. Oh my god,
that's gorgeous. So cool. I think
so cool. And then I think this is the one you were talking about, right?
That's the one I want. If it weren't for this one, I would also I might get the Bill Sienkiewicz if I find it.
But you think they're watching Love Island?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, there's got to be maybe Bachelor in Paradise.
Dave Johnson, man, he's he doesn't do a lot of covers. I haven't seen many of his in the shelves anymore, but man, he's so good at this negative space type of stuff. I love it.
I love it. This is a big week for me.
big week.
This is a very big week.
Black Cat #1 as well. That should be fun.
There's I guess so. Let's see here. Catacomb of Torment #2 comes out.
Oh yeah.
But I'm not really following that. I realize.
I do recommend I've never watched that Event Horizon film, but IDW has the Event Horizon Dark Descent prequel comic.
That movie will mess you up.
I got a chance to read it, and it's pretty cool.
It's a new Justice League coming out this week.
Yes.
Oh, Godzilla Destroys the Marvel Universe 2 comes out this week.
Yes. Imperial
Crypto
3
comes out too.
Imperial #3 I have on my list. Do you make a pull list on the League of Comics?
No.
This would be so much easier for you if you did, Jeff. Here, let me show you. Like, this is my pull list for next week. And no, I don't always buy everything that I put on here, but I also use it to like figure out what I want to cover as far as videos.
Oh, I need to do that.
You do. It's pretty handy, and they have an app for your phone. It doesn't. I like the desktop version better because I get to see visually. But yeah, look at that. Look at all the cool comics that are coming out next week. Oh, Venom, Black, White, and Blood #1, and more Wonder Woman, more Tom King Wonder Woman. Cool. So yeah, this list, like I said, I don't think I'm gonna buy everything, but this is how I knew that the TVA book was coming out. So then I had to read it. Well, I didn't have to read it. I wanted to read it to make a video. So, all right, very cool. So we did just get Derpy Entertainment on our comments. Let us know that unfortunately, actor Terence Stamp has passed away this morning. Probably most famously for being General Zod in the Superman films from the 1988 iteration, and then the sequel after that. But he was a very prolific actor. I'm looking through IMDb. He was in Valkyrie, the Tom Cruise movie. He also did voice Jor-El in Smallville, which I remember that. Smallville always did like really cool things like that, where they just bring people from, like, obviously his mom was originally Lana Lang in one of the films, right? I don't know if the Dukes of Hazzard connects to, but but he was also
Close
the
enough.
Adjustment. Yeah, he was in Get Smart, the Adjustment Bureau, Yes Man, the Jim Carrey film.
Yeah, he's in a bunch of stuff. He's in tons of stuff.
He was Stick in Elektra, in the Jennifer Garner.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. So yeah, very prolific actor. Like even
good
into
character actor. Yeah.
He was Chancellor Valorum in Star Wars. I forgot he was in Star Wars. Jeez. In the first the episode 1.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right.
So yeah, sad passing. Very unfortunate. Maybe we should revisit Superman 2 as part
Bow
of
down. Bow down.
I really feel like he was the most threatening Superman villain we've had. Like I love Michael Shannon as Zod, but I think Terence Stamp's Zod was way more menacing.
I think so, because he's wearing the disco suit basically, and if you could be menacing in that outfit, yes. I don't think I would. I mean, maybe I would be menaced by Michael Shannon if he wore that outfit, but I'd have to see it first. In my head, I can't imagine it.
Yeah, like Michael Shannon, once he takes the suit off, he's not as menacing because he's just wearing a onesie. But Terence Stamp and the goatee, like full on, like, you know, the Star Trek villain,
back hair,
and the hair, making the president kneel in the White House, and it's just we need to revisit that film. I think it's very good. I also feel like I should watch the Adjustment Bureau. I know about that film, but I don't think I've seen it. And
Matt Damon
as well.
The Adjustment Bureau, Matt Damon.
Yes, yeah, with the hats.
Okay. Yeah, I saw it. It's good. I haven't seen it since I saw it.
I'm gonna go Adjustment Bureau.
Yeah, see, there you go. That's your Adjustment Bureau.
So, well, All right. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here, Jeff?
I'm good. I'm gonna try to figure out what I'm gonna do with my week. For the rest of my Sunday.
Well, I would recommend maybe checking out that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, if you can find it anywhere. I will say my local Alamo has 4 movies going in all their screens, and it's just the big stuff. Like Nobody, they still have Superman. There's a kids movie, not the Smurfs. I think it's the other animated. Oh, Bad Guys 2.
Yeah, Bad Guys 2.
And Fantastic Four. I think like that's all they have. And Naked Gun,
which is weird for Alamo because I've always thought of them as like we're having all the weird movies all the time, and now it feels like they're just a straight up. These are the big top 5 movies because we only have 5 screens. And
yeah, I don't mind that they have the big movies, but I feel like they should still reserve one screen for like the weird little movie that comes out that week. I was hoping they would have Red Sonja on there or Shin Godzilla because I would have rather gone watch it there. Yeah. I don't even know where Red Sonja came out. I know we talked about it last weekend where it's gonna be like a 1-day thing. I looked on Fandango, which is like where I look for when I'm really trying to find the movie. I don't think DFW did not have a Red Sonja screening as far as I'm aware. So
I feel like sometimes you have to go to the actual website of the film.
The movie?
Yeah, because that's how I ended up seeing what was it, like 1,001 Beavers or something like that. The one.
Yeah. Aggregated for me. I need it aggregated. So, also, if you're a wrestling fan and you like Lucha, Triple Mania was yesterday, and now that WWE has bought AAA, they put it on YouTube for free to watch. And they have a lot of WWE people in the show. It's like a 3-hour show. It's pretty good if you like Lucha Libre style wrestling. So recommend that if you want to throw that on in the background as you read comics.
Perfect.
All right, cool. We're getting the signal here.
Wrap it up.
God, I do need to watch Superman again. Otherwise, I spent $30 for no reason. Or my brother $30 for no reason.
I think they're both going to be at the Alamo this week still. Superman and Fantastic Four. I'm going to try to see them more with my pass.
Well,
be there.
I have Superman on VOD. I bought it on Friday. Or
I'm going to buy it when it comes out on DVD.
Because our Apple TV thing is connected. So like whenever I buy something, it just charges his credit card. So
nice.
Which not my intent, but it is what it is. It happens. So maybe I'll watch Superman.
I feel like there must be some, like, if DC Warner Brothers are smart, they would come out with a Superman steel book. Like
they do. They did announce something, and I think it sold out very quickly. I will say that my theory as to why they released this was right from last week. It's because they want you to watch it before Peacemaker season 2, which comes out next week. So they wanted to make it more available for people to watch. So yeah, I want to watch it again before Peacemaker.
Nice.
Maybe we'll talk a little bit of Peacemaker episode 1 from season 2 next week. We'll see. All right, let's get out of here. All right, thanks everybody for watching. Bye-bye.
The most important thing in life will always be
Hey, Bebo.
Twitter loves you.
Simon Center, get the fuck out.
All right, bye.
Get out of here.